Before you stress, this video has zero Endwalker spoilers, but a question for you: how do you describe something like Endwalker MSQs with plain words from the English dictionary? The answer: you don't. The closest I can come to is just the simple words of "I love this game." So many intense feelings about the story across a wide spectrum of depth and breadth of emotions, and I'm going to try and pen down my thoughts in this video while the memory of completing this incredible journey is still fresh in my mind.
And like his face is just telling you everything you need to know. He doesn't have to spoil it. He has the same face we all have.
Let me begin with the story writing. And instead of telling you how good the story writing is, let me give you an anecdote that will illustrate how good it is. There comes a certain point in the story where all rational thought goes out of the window, including my sleep cycle and my commitments as an adult. And even though my tired and rational brain tells me to go to sleep, the adrenaline and the raw emotions the story stirs up in my heart keeps me going. I played for 24 hours in a row in the very final stretch, and as I record this video I can feel the fatigue in my body, and yet I know it was worth every single second. As cheesy as it sounds, there's just no experience in a video game.
I wish I could have done that. Like, those days are long past me when I can just like sit there and play for 24 hours because of the kid. Like, of course I wouldn't trade it for the world, but still, from time to time I do miss these marathons.
That comes close to what I've just experienced, and I've been playing video games for 25 years now. This is without a hint of a doubt the highest of highs I've experienced, and what a magical moment it is, and what a time to be alive. The story sucks you in and it grips you, not in a tight, controlling, vice-like grip, but a warm, nurturing hand that leads you on. As I experience wave after wave of emotions for the characters, people, things, and places I hold dear, that becomes my fuel to forge on, and forge on I did, to the very end. And I cannot wait for you to see the ending for yourself, because in that moment you will realize the beauty of this game lies in its ability to make you feel emotions. Emotions you never thought you were capable of feeling. And it served as a reminder.
And like the way it reminds you of like your past events, your experiences, some things you've, you know, put under the carpet, decided to never really deal with them or process them, and like through some random sentence in some random side quest or whatever, it just kind of gets flushed out, and you realize that you now have the tools to deal with these emotions. It's just crazy how therapeutic that is.
How little we need in life to be happy. The magic of the storytelling in Endwalker dates back to 8 years ago when A Realm Reborn was released. Over these long 8 years, many of us have undoubtedly gone through a lot of growing up in real life. But we have also grown so much more deeply connected to the characters, songs, and places of Final Fantasy XIV. Every tear we shed, every triumphant yell of beating a boss for the first time, every screenshot you have taken of your time in Eorzea with your friends, they add another building block to that massive tower of emotional blocks that you have been building for the world that you have come to love so dearly. And the genius and magic of Yoshi P, Soken, and Ishikawa, as well as the rest of Creative Business Unit 3, is that they did not waste a single fraction of the emotional investment you have built up in the 8 years for Eorzea. Endwalker has intricately weaved so many flashbacks, remastered and remixed soundtracks, leitmotifs, cutscenes that paid a loving tribute to the pivotal moments of those 8 years. Almost as though the team was reminiscing along with the players what a long way we have all come, as Yoshi P and team brought down the curtains on an amazing story arc. I've shed tears more times in Endwalker than A Realm Reborn to Shadowbringers combined, and I still struggle to put into words why or how I lost it at certain points. Endwalker is able to reach deep into the pits of your hearts and minds, especially during key moments of certain cutscenes, just as the right notes of the music hits, to evoke emotion so strong, it is almost as though your towering stack of emotional blocks collapsed, and you have emotions from over 8 years worth of the game wash over you, so intense, so relentless, yet so liberating as you reach the very end. I actually felt physically breathless at certain points, be it from yelling at my monitor or yelling superlatives at the screen. The mad team at Creative Business Unit 3 has pulled it off, and I can't quite believe how they have done so convincingly. We thought Heavensward was good. They showed you they still had many tricks up their sleeves in Shadowbringers. And just when you thought that was the pinnacle of storytelling and it can't get any better.
I love how people said Endwalker doesn't have to beat Shadowbringers, it just has to live up to it. And man, did it live up to it, right? I mean, no one expected this, and I don't know, I feel like these amazing, terrific stories just kind of make you a little bit a little bit anxious about like the next piece of content. Like, can it get better, right? But we're also forgetting that we haven't seen the 6.3. So, yeah.
better, and you're trying to tell yourself to temper your expectations for Endwalker because there's no way they're going to beat the highs of 5.0 and 5.3, for fear you might be disappointed with Endwalker, Yoshi P and team demonstrates that they have yet to use their LB3s all along, and they blew Endwalker's storytelling out of the water without a hint of a doubt. Never in my wildest dreams will I ever imagine or begin to even fathom the genius of Ishikawa's story writing and plot, and even after beating the story, I'm still in awe of how Endwalker was able to tie up all the loose ends going back to A Realm Reborn to Shadowbringer in such an elegant fashion. There is unpredictability in the predictable,
there were no
twist
cheesy
in the
retcons
obvious,
whatsoever.
logic in the crazy, humor in the darkest of moments. Such is the hallmark of a grandmaster in storytelling, one that has left me clapping to myself in the middle of the night like I was a child all over again. And what can I say about the music? We already know Soken is the modern day Mozart coming into Endwalker. The bar was high following Shadowbringers, and Soken used Endwalker as a means to remind the world that his musical brilliance knows no bounds. There were tracks that took my breath away the very instant something clicked in my head to register that this is a new track as a variation to songs that I've held so close to my heart from previous expansions. There were tracks that absolutely floored me as I sat there dumbstruck, unable to proceed with the next line of dialogue, as I sat there in silence, rooted by how moving these brand new musical pieces were. And in that very moment, I recalled reading a quote from my schooling days about the great philosopher Plato saying, "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." And in that moments of silence, I think I finally understood what Plato meant. The choice of tracks, a mixture of old tracks from the past and new,
to realize
Endwalker
that
was
within
impeccable.
a game is
Each
insane,
used with so
isn't
much
it?
deliberation and purpose. As you read the lyrics of certain songs, it all suddenly makes sense now, with hindsight as you complete the story. The same combination of words from many years ago taking on a whole new meaning as you complete Endwalker. The very same combination of notes from songs of old, making you feel new emotions as you walk to the very end. This is a testament to the tremendous and incomprehensible flair for music that Soken has, and what a gift he is to the community.
Yeah, I think a lot of older people will avoid music because of so many memories and so much, stuff kind of being built up, and especially if they're old enough to see all these people who created their memories with being gone from the world already. Like I can totally understand that.
And lastly, to Yoshi P and the wider team, what can I say? There were naysayers when Yoshi P announced the 2 weeks delay, murmurs swirling below the surface, thoughts of what if Endwalker wasn't ready, what if Endwalker was a rush product, so many what ifs. And just like how Yoshi P and team have done over the many years of winning over new fans every day, they let their actions do the talking. The new zones and fights were breathtaking, absolutely stunning. Visual spectacles to the likes I've never seen before, and I've seen what they can do up to Shadowbringers. All video game assets in this world are made of the same binary codes, the very same building blocks, yet the choreography of fights, the environmental design, the lighting for the zones that Yoshi P and team have built for Endwalker, even though they are made
Everything
of the very
just
same
works in
ones
sync,
and
and
zeros as
everything is
all
just
other
so
video games,
beautiful.
they have the power to transform, illuminate, inspire, and motivate as those very cutscenes land on our very eyes for the first time.
Yeah, Rich, I feel the same way. Like when I don't want to spoil anything for someone who's maybe watching this video for without any spoilers, but the final moments of Endwalker where you literally had to, walk the path. I felt like I was kind of walking through my own life. Like the things that they said during that walk were just like taking me along the path. It just felt like, having someone who wrote the game kind of in my mind, who knew like these most painful, most horrible things and most wonderful things that they wanted to, just kind of remind me of. And that whole path was just so hard to go through. And then knowing that everyone else who played through that felt the same way. It wasn't just about, the characters that you cared about. It reminded you of so many things, that are close to your heart, that it was just crazy.
Today I realized I've just witnessed something incredible. Have you ever had those moments in your life where you knew that at that very specific moment you have just witnessed a memory you will take to the grave? Well, today I've just witnessed what I believe is Yoshi P and Teams' magnum opus, and my recollection of this game will be forever seared in my memory as we cross into a new decade of Final Fantasy XIV. I pray this journey never ends, and I sincerely hope each and every one of you watching this video savoured and enjoyed every moment of Endwalker, because I surely did for every dialogue and cutscene. And if I could, I would wipe my memory and do it all over again. That said, the closest thing through which I can relive the MSQs through is probably editing my own MSQ reaction videos. There's a lot of footage to go through, and I want to make sure I do them justice with careful editing, so expect them in 1 to 3 weeks time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. I can't wait to share the best moments with you and to hear your own experiences of going through them. In case you missed it because you were so caught up in Endwalker's launch, the game just shattered new player records at launch, and I made a video recap here covering the piece of news, what an insane start it is, and it's only early access. Enjoy Endwalker, and I'll see you at the end.
That was, oh man, I have like cartoons popping up in my feed. You can...